Welcome to NJMH Nexus. Today, we are going to execute a complete, end-to-end, mathematical derivation of blue carbon quantification. We will derive exactly how the climate value of a mangrove ecosystem is calculated. This chart compares total carbon storage per hectare across ecosystems. Tropical upland forests peak around 300 megagrams per hectare. Mangroves regularly exceed 1,000. But notice the distribution here. The overwhelming majority of biomass is locked invisibly underground in anoxic peat sediments. To generate verified carbon units under regulatory frameworks like VERA VM0033, rough baseline estimates are entirely insufficient. Certification requires project developers to execute strict field biometrics, allometric modeling, and high-precision stratigraphic soil analysis. You cannot uproot and weigh a mature coastal forest to prove its mass. Because destructive measurement is physically impossible, extreme mathematical and statistical rigor is the only mechanism available to prove this ecosystem's exact value to the global carbon market. The quantification process begins with geography. Using GIS, we define the exact project boundary and stratify this massive, continuous ecosystem into uniform management stands based on vegetation density and hydrology. Next, we establish clustered transects running strictly perpendicular to the shoreline. This orientation captures distinct elevation gradients. Within these transects, we map 7-meter circular subplots, catalog species composition, and isolate every valid tree for measurement. Precise spatial mapping and gradient sampling are mandatory. Even slight shifts in relative elevation and tidal influence radically alter soil depth and tree mass. This stratified grid forms the geometric foundation for all subsequent volumetric scaling. With the grid established, we must quantify the mass of the living timber. Again, we cannot harvest these trees. Instead, we use non-destructive, peer-reviewed allometric equations to calculate mass from physical dimensions. The primary independent variable collected in the field is the main stem diameter at breast height, or DBH, measured at 1.37 meters above ground. The second required variable is species-specific wood density, denoted as ρ. Notice that tree height is intentionally excluded here. Measuring height through a dense, interlocking mangrove canopy introduces an unacceptable margin of error. This standard Koyamama model calculates above-ground weight using wood density and DBH. This output is extremely sensitive. A Rhizophora tree has a wood density of 0.77, while an identically sized Avicennia tree uses 0.65. Splitting these species inputs yields vastly different final mass calculations. Once we have the dry biological weight, we apply a chemical conversion factor. Multiplying the total biomass by the IPCC standard fraction of 0.47 isolates the exact mass of elemental carbon inside the tree. Allometric solves the physical paradox of forest measurement. By combining a simple tape measure with a precise species ledger, developers accurately calculate thousands of tons of above-ground biomass without cutting a single branch. Look below the canopy. Mangrove roots form immense, complex structural networks, from Rhizophora prop roots to dense fields of Soneratia pneumatophores exposed at low tide. Quantifying this irregular, submerged wood volume presents a severe geometric problem, especially considering the majority of the structure is permanently locked in anoxic mud. To solve this, we rely on a secondary allometric equation, also from Komiyama, designed strictly for root mass. Root weight equals 0.199 times wood density to the power of 0.899, multiplied by dBH to the power of 2.22. In some species, root architecture holds more mass than the trunk and canopy combined. Failing to model this invisible structure would legally exclude over half of the living tree's biological carbon from the market. We now reach soil organic carbon. This represents the absolute largest carbon pool in the ecosystem, and mathematical modeling alone is insufficient here. It demands direct physical stratigraphic extraction. Teams drive a cylindrical steel core up to 3 meters deep directly into the substrate to extract an intact profile of the peat. Field protocols require slicing this core into highly specific depth intervals, 0 to 15 centimeters, 15 to 30, 30 to 50, and continuing downward. These slices undergo rigorous laboratory analysis to yield 2 mandatory metrics, bulk density and organic carbon concentration. But the extraction process introduces a severe physical error. The kinetic force of hammer coring compresses the sediment. Analysts must apply a mathematical compaction correction factor to restore the true volumetric dimensions of the sample. There is also a statistical trap. Relying on standard gravimetric methods to estimate bulk density in highly peaty soils causes a dangerous multiplication of random sampling errors, severely distorting the final calculation. Top methodologies require the mixing model equation. It calculates bulk density by comparing organic matter ratios against parameters for pure peat and mineral sediment. This sidesteps physical measurement errors, collapsing the final calculation to carbon density equals bulk density multiplied by the organic carbon fraction. Because mangrove soil holds up to 90% of the ecosystem's total carbon, identifying and neutralizing these physical compaction and statistical variance errors is the ultimate guarantor of a project's scientific integrity. We now take these micro-level laboratory metrics and allometric outputs and scale them back across the entire project boundary. This gives us total ecosystem carbon, the absolute sum of the above-ground, below-ground, soil organic carbon, and dead organic matter pools. Standard error propagation is applied across all datasets to establish a strict 95% confidence interval for the total tonnage. Regulatory authorities require these exact statistical boundaries to issue certification. Next comes the ultimate chemical conversion required by the financial market. The raw mass of elemental carbon is multiplied by 3.67. This accounts for the molecular weight of oxygen, calculating the exact carbon dioxide equivalent, or CO2e, the core tradable metric. Finally, baseline emission scenarios, the carbon that would have been released without intervention, are subtracted from the CO2e total to yield the precise volume of net emission removals. Through the strict application of spatial stratification, allometric modeling, stratigraphy, and statistical error correction, the physical reality of a mangrove forest is successfully transmuted into a verified carbon unit. Thank you for joining us for this derivation. Let us know in the comments which environmental standard or engineering framework NJMH Nexus should deconstruct next. Like, share, and subscribe to support further research.